We are now joined by Shadrach Kuteesa, an overcomer who is going to be sharing with us his story of how he was able to overcome. We are talking drugs. Shadrach, good to have you on the show.
I'm great to be here. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you so much for giving us some of your time off your busy schedule.
My pleasure.
We surely hope someone out there is going to be blessed today.
I pray so.
Yes. So where do we start? You managed GNL, you managed great secular artists, and then the sudden move to the gospel industry and into ministry.
Yeah.
Why drop all this all of a sudden?
Well, let me start from where my journey starts musically, since we're talking about music and drugs. Of course, I got interested in doing music in 2005, and my biggest passion was for hip hop music.
Yeah.
So I started with a project called Hip Hop Canvas, and that project was intended to look for talent, talent search,
which was a very huge project.
Yes, exactly. So from there, I would get people who would make it to record the album, And then from that project, that's where I first met GNL, Zamba. So we did another project in 2005, with Fenon, and then did again another in 2007. Sorry, we did one 2006 and then another in 2007 with Babaluku and Ewa and Juakali, and that one was intended to see, okay, what's happening, because there in Kenya, gang was big, in Tanzania, Bongo was big. So try to really see how can we really learn from them and then maybe grow hip hop here. So fast forward, then in 2008, that's when I get signed my first artist, GNL.
Yes.
Then released, of course, that album Koi Koi, which was huge. It became one of the first biggest hip hop artist breakthrough. We did a Koi Koi concert 2009 at Chadondo, a very huge success. Then of course then I had an intention to continue to sign more artists.
Yes.
And 2010, I did another hip hop canvas. And
the second edition?
Yeah, that was now that was the fourth one actually.
The fourth one.
Yeah, in 2010. Because remember I did one 2005, then one 2006, and then one 2007.
Yes.
So 2010, that's where I met Keiko on that project. And even people like Gravity came off that project. Sentinel said came off that project. Quite a lot of good MCs came off that project. So after the project, I signed Keiko then. Yes, and that was 2010, and of course released that war, and this is how we do it. And then before you know, Switch becomes a big artist, So now I was really in the industry. I was getting recognition, I started to get into the lifestyle of, of course, shows you are performing at night. So
there was money coming in.
Exactly, money was coming in. I had a tattoo shop by then, because remember I opened my first tattoo shop in 2000, the first professional tattoo shop in Uganda. I opened it in 2000. So meanwhile, my tattoo shop is there. Again, I'm getting a lot of coverage from the tattoos. I'm getting a lot of exposure from the music industry. So I felt like my name grew. Fame came in. And then fame took over. So, but I was a kind of a crazy person who wanted like partying, the hard way and stuff like that. Of course, I started smoking weed some time back, but then that's all I could do. So again, as I was trying to go out, and I met friends, and this guy I looked up to, and then it was like one night was like, Shadrach, this weed, this is nothing. I have something.
So he was suggesting.
Yes, I was like, I have something that can sort you proper. Yes. And then he says like, what then? Say something. Then I was like, oh, that's when I was introduced to cocaine for the first time. Yeah, even I didn't know it was here. Even how you consume it, everything was just okay. Because I knew I'd watched in movies and I saw, but I never knew that it was here.
Seen it.
But then how you consume it, the actors say, oh, this is the thing, and that's how you consume it. So I was like, what? Yeah, just peer pressure. I was like, what? Let me try it out. And I tried it out, and of course it made me feel good and everything. And again, next time, don't take, because I'm telling you, good. No. You haven't had the bad parts.
You haven't had.
Yeah,
we are just getting there.
Exactly. Yeah. And then eventually one time, then again, and second time, once in a while. Then eventually it became a little bit more often. And now because I knew so many people, I was in the showbiz industry. My name was big. I had a tattoo parlor, so clients would come to my tattoo parlor, and then in the showbiz, people were like, these are clients who can use this. Some of them are using,
cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine.
Some of them were consuming the drug.
Yes, and I was like, okay, for me, the business person I am, I said, this is business for me.
Yes.
you have the name, have the contacts, okay, let me get a supply.
So you moved from just consuming
to dealing.
To dealing it.
Yes, exactly. And now from dealing, of course, now that it means it was an exposure. Yes. In my house, I would cut it, I would do everything, and then give people to peddle. So it means I started using more. So now that using more, of course, definitely, before I ended up into like getting addicted to the drug, Yes. And even using other drugs. There are times I'd go out in the night and then I would take around 3 grams, of cocaine. Then I'm taking tequila, a bottle of tequila. Then I'm smoking something called hashish, Then I'm popping some pills called ecstasy. Wow. So it was at around like 2 a.m.
So one drug wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
Cocaine led to others.
Yes, others. Now because you want to use more, every time you take, your body adjusts. It means they want more of the drug. You understand? So if those like saving, let's take even like beer. If you take one beer, if you keep taking, realize one beer doesn't make you high, you want a second beer. And then before you take 3, 4, 5 beers, others even end up taking crack. Because now dependency comes, and then the chemical changes that take place, and the body adjusts, adapts, and now you need more drug to make you, to get you the next to a level you were before, So that's what happens that's what changes. Those are the chemical changes that take place.
So when did your life begin to take this twist?
We're taking
now you felt the weight.
So in 2011, 2012, I'm I'm just having a good time. I'm assuming I'm blasting, because now that's the norm. Let's go. Last night was party. Oh my God, you spend 2-3 days not sleeping. Now you think that's partying. Yeah. At that time, you think this is how the party is.
It's fun.
It's fun at that time. Till now, eventually now, you realize, okay, first of all, the finances. Spending more of the money.
Yes.
Then you feel like, then the amount you're using, at times you take and you feel like your heart is pumping, almost getting a heart attack, and you're like, oh my God, I think I'm over consuming. Then your relationships, with people, family, you get cut off, I had my daughter, then who I had when I was still young, my relationship with her just...
Here you also get paranoid.
Yeah, the paranoia. Oh my God, the paranoia. You in your house alone and you think people around you, yes, paranoia and everything. So these things, and you feel like even your health. So you feel like I think now I need to get out, because now you see, now it's about the drug demanding. It's not even you want, but then again your body demands, and you have to take it to make sure you feel better and normal.
Yes.
So and of course now at that moment you feel like, okay, I think I want out. You can see you've gotten off,
you start to feel you want out.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then so I started trying to feel that around towards the end of 2013. I feel like, I think Shadrach, you've lost it. Now it's not even on a weekend, it's even on a Monday, it's even on a Tuesday, it's even on a Wednesday, you're using money, you're losing money and stuff like that. So you get yourself like, I think now it's time to stop. But then at that time, the addiction is in. And it's not you in control.
Yeah,
now it's the drug in control.
Some spirit side control.
Exactly. It's a spiritual thing, you understand? Yes. So now the evil side has taken over, it's controlling you. And even though you say, I'm done, I don't want it, the next day you are doing the same thing.
Something keeps pushing you.
And all the cravings that come in, because now the body, the mind, the body, everything has changed, and it only becomes a little bit even better when the drug is present. When the drug is away, what they call the turkeys, the withdrawals, you shake, you feel, So
and someone needs to know that drugs and all these things, they're actually spiritual gateway. The enemy uses drugs to take us completely away and far from the will of God, into a place where He's now in control. How was it? How was it for you with the speed? How did you perceive this?
I think
when was the wake up?
Everyone, because you're trying to look for something that is fulfilling. It's like the same way you think you get money and you need money till when you get money, you realize money is not enough. And then, the same way, so you think the drug, you think your happiness depends on the drug. That when, if you want to be happy, you have to take the drug. Or you think, maybe I'm stressed. If I take the drug, then, so you think, and it's a beautiful thing, so you think that will take it away. And also trying to look for a fulfillment. There's something, and that's now what God fills up. Yeah. That's what God fills up. You understand? Whatever you're looking for in the alcohol, whatever you're looking for in the drug, so that's what now people want to get that. And you can only get that satisfaction from God. it's a spiritual thing, you know. So the evil spirit, of course, makes you think, oh, when you take this, you'll be like this. When you take, so it's always something you're looking for. You're trying to look, you know.
You're looking for some fulfillment.
Yes, and you cannot get it.
I guess that's what keeps pushing you to go to another level.
Exactly.
One beer, I can't do it anymore.
Yes.
A small gram of cocaine, won't do it anymore. Weed, won't do it anymore.
Exactly.
You need something.
Exactly. And how you can connect to being the spiritual part of it, because right now, I've been like 8 years. I haven't smoked a cigarette. I haven't taken, you know, any drug, you know. But I'm more healthier. I'm more happier, you know, because now I found Christ. And I know that's what. Real peace. Yes, I know now that's true happiness now. So the drug, the happiness is fake. It's for a short time. It gets off, you know. Even when you say that you are trying to deal with something, you're stressed out and you want to forget, it will never take that away. You understand? But right now, you know, the faith in God, you understand, the trust in God, no matter, even during challenges, you don't have to run to drink, even during setbacks, when the setbacks come, you just know you have to go to God, you understand, you know, you believe in God. When we want to have peace, you know, you have to seek God. So you realize now that's the spiritual thing, you know. So for the Spirit of God gives you peace, gives you rest, you know, gives you confidence. You understand?
The confidence that you'd want to find alcohol. Actually, the Bible says in John chapter 14:27 that my peace I leave to you, not like the world lives. You know, not like the alcohol is going to give you, not like the drug is going to give you, but I have a special, all the other kind of peace. It's counterfeit, man. So, how do you meet Christ then?
How do I meet Christ? So, of course, when now, like, I go through that struggle of try to get out, and definitely I'm aware. You know, I'm aware that I love God. I knew God, you know, but I was a Muslim. So of course I just, you know, I just said I think it's God's gonna get me out of this thing. I cannot do it on my own. You know? So that kind of way, I started praying like 5 times a day. You know, as a Muslim, 5 times a day. You know, make sure you pray to God. But then again, the more I prayed, the more I felt condemnation, because now here I feel I want to change. And you go to a mosque and then, you know, I'm full of tattoos, and I'm like this, I'm like, no, I don't think I'm worthy. You know, I think Islam is tough. You know, it's tough. They make you believe, you're a sinner. You know, you understand? And when you go in, they bury you, the grave will squeeze you, you what? Tell you things like, I'm finished. And I knew I'd done so much wrong. I said, there's no way. There's no way I could fit in this place. So luckily, you know, around the time, you know, I prayed to God, because I had my girlfriend sometime when we were dating, way back, who left me because of my ways. I said, Shadrach, I cannot live with you like this. So she left me, but she was a very, very good woman. You know a good woman when you see one, you know. So I just said, but maybe if I didn't, this lady, if maybe I get her back. I just said a prayer to God. If I can get that lady back in my life, I think that would be my starting point to start to overcome this addiction. Because I thought she was focused, and was serious, she was a departed person, you know. And then just like that, next week, a week after, she made contact. You know, because I never had a contact. I'd lost a contact, you know, over the period for 5 years. We were not talking ever since she left me. And then she made contact. God, it was all God's plan. I said, hey, hi, how are you? With a message like, hi, who's this? Like, hey. So-and-so's like, oh my God. It's like, I'm sorry. I said, I apologize. I'm sorry the way I treated you, stuff like that. Like, you know, I became a Christian. I forgave you. So now that's where I start getting back into my life. And then, there's an option. Okay, now, I tell her, but by the way, you know what? Don't tell me to become a Christian. Also, I want to tell you to convert, to become a Muslim. So be a Christian and be a Muslim, but I'm still struggling with those things. And eventually, of course, watching TV, you know, has this other thing, watching, you know, Rema, and now I think it was TB, and then it was Rema. And of course, there's these sermons about Jesus, and I'm becoming a new creature, and everything, and all goes away. Pastor, but you know me, you know my life. To tell me that, these things can all over this sin on me and everything. You mean you can just go away and start a new life? The devil was lying. He was telling you, and you're not. Yeah, you know, So like, I don't know, but you don't know Shadrach. He's an accuser. There was all these voices. Say, don't know Shadrach. You know, you're not what Shadrach. You can't change. Exactly. But then again, of course, when God is coming for you, God comes for you. God comes for you. So all of a sudden, one day I wake up and say, okay, I want to go to church. So we're staying in Chwatule, even up to now, still staying there. So I go to St. Luke in Tinda. Just when I was there, That's that, the guy, the preacher was preaching, a sermon and everything. So eventually I went to him and say, I want to give my life to Christ. I say, okay, yeah, but I think you have to really, in the congregation, you come and really say this in the congregation. Yes. And I was like, no, because I was still a popular person. I was still Shadrach. I say, if this happens, it will end up in the papers. I know there was stuff going on about Roger Mugisha at that time. Also, sometimes I say, no, I don't want to go in papers also. Like, I want to keep that. So eventually, I went to a pastor called Pastor Cheskas, who led me to Christ in 2015 December, and I gave my life to Christ. And behold, the new, the old was gone. And now so the addiction, everything, as in, I joined in 2016, the church, and trust me, ever since then, up to now,
your life has never been the same.
Yeah, my addictions were gone. Everything, then of course we got married with my ex, who was then that one brought back my. I think God was like, Shadrach, I think now I'm you. I can give you my daughter.
Hey. You can now have my daughter.
Yes,
after he had fixed you.
Yes, after fixing me, and then so we're here. I'm married and
the Spirit of God is wise. He had to fix Shadrach before.
Yes. Actually, I think he took our words like, what, but he kept her for 5 years because my wife is a beautiful wife. And also she's a wife material. She's she's not materialistic. She's really patient. So for 5 years, keeping up for me.
Kept her.
Let me take.
We have a lot of things to thank God for.
Yeah.
Shadrach, as we conclude, you want to give a word of wisdom to someone out there that is struggling with drugs right now, and they feel condemned, like you were. Just a word.
Well, with my experience, definitely, because I know most of friends, and me being in the music industry, a lot of my friends have struggled with this thing. They've gone to rehab, and they bounce back, and they relapse. The fact is this is a spiritual thing. It's spiritual. The addiction is spiritual. You can only overcome it, in a spiritual way. You understand? So ideally, just maybe on medication and that thing is not enough. You really have to surrender to the higher power. You understand? And for me, I know, because that's what I experienced, is you need really to seek the higher power. You understand? To help you overcome that addiction. You can never do it in your own power. Because there are many things we want to do, but at least the challenge is we try to do them in our own power. And yet, even the Bible is very clear. We cannot do things in their own power. So I think my advice is, seek the higher power to help you to overcome this. That's the only way that's going to happen. You understand? Because most of the time, the devil is after you all the time. Every day, whispering things. But then again, if you are into the word, and then the word has a counter, always. Yeah. For what the devil says, there's something the Bible is saying that, no, these are the promises. This is what I have to do for you. This. So, but also, that kind of way, it helps you discover who you are. And when you are in the Word, just know that when you say we're created in the image of God, God created you perfectly. You don't need anything else to make you feel better. You understand?
And as your creator, He knows
we are created in His likeness. So surely, it means everything, whether creativity, whether what, God created, we are created in His likeness. You don't need to add anything to your life to make you feel happy, to make you maybe create more. Of course, especially with the musicians, when I take, I'm more creative. No. So all that's all the devil, trying to pump those lies in your head, and So I think my advice is really seek. Yes, be in the Word, read the Word, be rooted in the Word, and then you shall overcome.
Well, thank you so much, Shadrach, for dropping by.
Thank you.
You heard it from Shadrach. There is nothing else that is going to grant you that amazing peace that you want except God Himself. And in His Word, you will overcome. The Urban Soul Food returns shortly after this.